I said averaging below 70. And this is just cruise control for Bunting. That's fine. 76 after 12 for the 4-1 lead.
Well, that's a better dart. Perfect first dart. Can't follow it.
99.
The fire-breathing Dutch dragon that he would have hoped to have been.
This is happening too often, though. Too much time at the end of a leg for Stephen Bunting.
Game shot.
And he converts, and he's 2 legs away from the second round, and it's going to be some turnaround if Van Dongen is going to rescue this, because he's not playing well. You feel, well, definitely the first two I mentioned are in the playoffs. Smith looking to join him.
128.
Just a weekend to recharge the batteries. I don't blame them.
And how good was Price in Brighton? He's actually going to miss a handful of Euro Tour events as well, because he fell out of that
84.
road in 16. He's won a couple since and he's back in, but it might all work out perfectly for him.
Yeah, it was quite refreshing to hear him say, and I said to him, to Gedwin, I said, are you looking to recharge? And he was like, you know what, I'm a bit gutted the way I'm playing, I'm not in him. I thought he'd quite enjoy the break, but he just wants to ride that wave, didn't he? But playing brilliant at the minute.
Bullseye then, how much of it can he see?
57.
Never fancied it. And this is as good as the match for me. Bunting for 5-1. He's dominated, and it is 5-1. It's all too comfortable for Stephen Bunting.
Plenty of room.
180.
Wasn't much room where he actually put it, but a brilliant third maximum from Stephen Bunting.
Well, we spoke before we came on air. We quite fancied Bunting to do well today, and this is a perfect first round, Chris, isn't it? No drama, get the job done. He can go and chill now for, well, you feel in a few moments' time, for 3 games and just get himself ready for
45.
potentially playing Mike De Decker or Bradley Brooks. A no-nonsense first round, you feel it's going to be for Stephen Bunting.
Yeah, with due respect to the opponent, it must just feel like a practice game before the tournament starts for Bunting.
Yeah, and it just hasn't happened for Van Dongen, and he'll be disappointed. He'll know that he hasn't performed, whereas Bunting has just done what I call a professional job. Even when he had a little setback of having his throw broken the next leg. 40 after 12 darts and 3 match darts, if needed, incoming for a place in round 2 for Bunting.
95.
So 3 clear for the win. That tops. 2 at 10s then. 1 at 5s. And
Game
Stephen Bunting deals with Jules Van Dongen. An emphatic victory in the end. Van Dongen rarely at the races in that one.
60.
Looks like it's going to be a decent battle, this one. Nip and tuck. De Decker thought that he'd stolen a march, but Bradley bounced back.
140.
Brooks' throw looks good, and he's another player that can be hard on himself. 105. Just goes for the 25 there to lead the 96. Sensible dart, but he may not get a go. This for a 1-2-1. And again, as I said earlier, when he misses big, Mike De Decker.
Giving his head a shake in the background there. Went for a couple of double 19s 56. There, Bradley Brooks. De Decker looking to repair the damage.
Double 8, good guide. Can he find his way in?
3.
And he doesn't, he's unlucky. And Brooks maybe thought he wasn't going to get this chance. 3 darts at doubles, missed for De Decker to lead 3-2.
$60.
Brooks needs a 2 treble visit to get in touch. Well, he may get more.
140.
Lucky, but gets him back in touch after that 180 start from Mike De Decker. Brooks would have feared the worst.
180.
And there, what he has in his armour.
95.
Can he clean up a finish? No nonsense. Decided against 12 for the ball
Game
with
shot.
Bradley Brooks on 170 and cleaned it up. Darts to progress.
$44.
Brooks, even with a max here, can't leave a finish, so De Decker
139.
a little bit of time. The setup's got to be good, but it will offer an opening to Bradley Brooks, and De Decker will know if he drops through here, it would be
140.
Brooks who has the advantage in the last leg, but that's a good visit.
$95.
Probably needed more. So tops to wrap up the win.
Game shot and the
Mike
match.
Decker does the business against Bradley Brooks. A 6-4 success for the Belgian.
To Michael Van Goom after beating Lee Evans. He's doing enough, Josie, like I said. He's
85.
in the major events, but when you've been a major champion and a Premier League finalist, you expect more, you want more. This is the big 14.
29 scored, 55 left.
55 remains for the Souza.
44.
Tees up, double top. And this can get awkward, because if you hit the 57, you may have to go 12 ball. Good dart.
Game shot.
Brilliant finish from Kevin Deuce. That's what he can do. Deuce's best run of the year.
140.
Last 16. Has beaten Josie on tour this year. They've met 4 times. Their only meeting this year was won by Dutz. 2 apiece in the head-to-head.
134.
Best run for Josie
165.
on the Pro Tour. Is the last 16. What a setup. He won his opening leg on throwing 11 darts. Well, he could have clipped that here for a 10-darter.
Game
Here's a
shot.
10-dart leg. This is good from De Souza. Kevin Dutz, he keeps hanging around, Kevin. He's had setbacks, particularly in the last leg, but managed to respond. Can't do it here.
87.
And if he gets a look at 34, he's got a decision to make. De Souza, stay there. I say stay there, use the mark to get a treble, he can't. So Kevin Dutz, you think he'd
44.
split. He's hit a 12. It's 22 remain. I don't know if he's going for a 6 for double 14, a 10 for double 12. Who knows what he's at over there. And it's thrown him. And the last 2 legs, could have gone his way. He
32.
could be leading 5-3 and he's left 2. He could be trailing 5-3 after this. 20 for tops. He's shaking his head, and he's right to shake his head. 2 legs that could have gone his way. I've gone against him. We have our first breaker throw. He's hovering around the spots of the world match play as well, Pietreczko.
177.
Big hit from Jose De Souza. He's looking to avoid last leg drama, and he's going the right way about it. But Dutz has replied to 180s twice with a 180 of his own. But he's just done it to a 177 here. And now leads the 180 count, 5-4.
81.
Oh, bullseye. What a shot this would be. Brilliant from Kevin Dutz. Tip your hat to the young Dutchman. He can't respond again, can he?
180.
He does. What a match this has been. 3 times Jose De Souza hit a 180. Kevin Dutz has followed it with a 180. And he's followed a 177 with a 180.
140.
Dutz, who went 7 into the perfect leg early, he's not going to do it here. Drama till the end here
134.
in this round 1 match. De Souza incredible.
140.
Started the match with an 11 darter. He could finish it with 1. He's had a 10 darter in there as well.
123.
Brilliant. They feel very hard done by the exits here. Tops to end the thriller. De Sousa taking his time. Deutz is looking everywhere but at the board, hoping for misses, and doesn't get it. And Jose De Sousa, and sportingly acknowledged by Kevin Deutz. What a contest that was. He needs to raise his level here.
180.
Max for Usher, and Usher's bought himself the luxury of knowing that he doesn't need breaks. He can even afford to drop throw once as well.
140.
Usher in command.
140.
Such a quick pace. The potential of an 11 dart leg. First round action has been completed over on the other stream. Boris Krichmar
58.
has booked his place in round 2. He'll face Gabriel Clemens.
Game shot.
Wow, what a leg from Usher. 4-1. Keeping the loop how that one finishes.
81.
This is... I was
100.
about to say, this is the closest you feel Williams has been to Graham Usher against the darts.
'76.
After that first treble, yeah, 110, he's more than capable. Will be disappointed with the setup, but he's going to get a look at this 110.
60.
And all of a sudden, for the first time, Usher may have something to think about here. Double 16 to get us back on throw. Brilliant from Scott Williams, and got to tip your hat to him because he was starting to look a little frustrated, a little defeated, you have to say, in the previous leg. John Henderson, who got the call up, top of the Challenge Tour. He's spot up all the early doors. He's Ian White. Max for Graham Usher. He's 2-0 down to Ian White. Williams, who took out that 110
43.
back on throw. He's going to need to do something similar to keep it on throw here. 119. Oh, that's not a
39.
setup though from Usher.
Yep.
It's awkward now though. 62, it may just be 12 ball. Oh, I get it, double 13. Brilliant from Scott Williams. 5-3, Keegan Brown.
140.
Ratajski and Lavanauskas is the first second round match has just kicked off. Reminder, Menzies and Cullen is our second round tie on this board next.
'95.
Usher does leave a big finish. We've seen a 167 already on this board in the previous match from Kevin Deutz. Not going to see it here, but Williams is teeing up. This has been brilliant from Scott Williams. From a player who was 4-1 down, looking a bit agitated with himself, has channeled it in the right way, and now has 3 darts for a clash with Jose De Sousa in round 2. Double 7.
Game
right
shot
in the corner, and credit Scott Williams. I said he'd never beaten Graham Usher in the PDC before. Usher will be disappointed. 4-1 he led, but it was all about Scott Williams from then. 5 consecutive legs.
180.
If he keeps on like this, then it might well be 3-0 Menzies, because this is a lightning start
98.
from Cammy. Not the only Scotsman going berserk at the minute. Gary Anderson's 5-0 up on Dimitri Vandenberg, averaging 107.
180.
And that is back-to-back 180s for Cameron Menzies, wwho is on the 9 darter in just the second leg here.
134.
We saw Kevin Deutz earlier on go 7 perfect darts. Menzies, he's got to tidy it up, and does that last start. He's come up the blocks really well here. Cullen's got to be resilient. Had a much-needed semi-final Euro Tour last week. Menzies for 2 legs to 0 here. Double 18.
Game shot.
Oh, this is fabulous. He was 10 to 12 points behind in the averages for the majority of the game, but he said at the end, Ross was never in front. I was constantly able to keep
93.
him level or a leg behind. And he managed to steal the win away, Joe Cullen. Here, Cameron is in front, and he's got his tail up.
100.
It's just whether Joe can force the opportunity. This might be one.
Yeah, that 98 finish from Cullen was great. You could see the emotion, the relief to win the game. And
90.
he marginally missed a 110 in the previous leg. Not too dissimilar. Treble to single. Tops. Ooh, almost hit the treble. But
Game
does
shot.
hit the double, and he's hung about Joe Cullen. He's hung on in there. Yeah, needed for Rock. Well, not so much needed.
171.
When you've produced levels you had last year, you're always going to have that little dip, and people would have been quick to judge. So it's good to see Josh playing well again today.
He did make
99.
the final of one of these, didn't he? So, I mean, it's not as if he's been dreadful. He just hasn't been quite as brilliant as he...
His standards last year were ridiculous, so to meet them again this year, but
60.
unfortunately that's how people looking in judge. But he's always going to have that little plateau, and look, his career is well ahead of schedule, Josh Rock, and he's produced
100.
some good stuff against it. Won't be surprised if he's in the business end of this event.
It's a poor dart from Cullen, so he's just recomposing.
30.
Well, that is a missed opportunity. Could this game change again?
It'd been a pretty harsh scoreline if he found himself 5-3.
Game shot.
Steal there for Menzies. Cullen, the first start wobbled him a little bit in that previous leg. The top's missed by so far.
It leaves him a finish that doesn't require the bullseye. It is still a big finish, but it's quite a good one. And
60.
that really hurts Joe Cullen because he's done nothing there.
This is where Menzies got to find one treble. Well, not that. A big treble. Does
28.
find one. And that means he's going single to double unless Cullen takes the 150. He may do another one of them for 36 to end the classic, and he pulls it inside.
132.
His first match dart might be his last one. Double top for Menzies. He misses once.
18.
He misses twice, and it's head in hands for Cameron Menzies. Joe Cullen gets a reprieve. He has shown so much resilience throughout this game. I'm not even sure he wanted double six here.
He doesn't. And I don't know what, has that dart kicked right or anything. He certainly didn't want it. And now this has just got awkward. Really
6.
awkward. And that's all because he couldn't find the intended target. And Menzies to win. 3 match darts come and gone. Make that 4.
20.
And 5. And Menzies can't believe it.
Cameron Menzies, who couldn't miss at the start of the game, cannot hit at the end of it, and Joe Cullen survives 5 match darts. An absorbing contest.
Yeah. Credit to Kim Huybrechts on not just winning that event this year,
140.
World Championship as well. He'd been hovering around those top seeds at the Worlds for a while, and he lost out to Price a couple of years ago. Beat Peter Wright this year before losing to Dimitri.
133.
Throwing a slightly chunkier dart as well, but it hasn't been detrimental.
60.
Leaves the bullseye. Might be a decent guide, that. Oh, it's a beauty from Kim Huybrechts. The Hurricane kicks off with a 1-3-2 checkout on the ball.
Yeah, there was options, wasn't there? Obviously, the lie on the ball earlier on was similar to the path through there, and maybe thought he could sneak away
140.
through, but he's reacted well. These are desperate times for Jeffrey.
Shaking his
65.
head mid-visit. Sparadans uses the ball to leave a more favourable finish, but it may not matter. Double 10 for 3-0 and a double break. That's exactly what he's got. Everything is working out for Kim Huybrechts right now.
Boris Kritschmar, Dan, you covered his opening round match and said he was impressive. He's producing something similar here. He's 5-2 up on Gabriel Clemens, averaging 100. He's got serious levels, Boris Kritschmar, hasn't he?
Yeah, very exciting player, but this is also very exciting from Kim Huybrechts. A second 180. The average still
140.
way over the 100 mark.
What it does as well, Joe Cullen will probably not been keeping an eye on this scoreline, but all of a sudden he'll be told you're on in a minute.
41.
And you just don't expect it to happen that quickly, so it's a quick turnaround. Huybrechts will want to get straight back on. Played brilliant here.
65.
And could end it in style. Shanghai on the 20s to complete a 6-0 victory over Jeffrey Sparidans.
Shuffling around the hockey and slamming it into the double. It is top class from Kim Huybrechts. The Belgian number 2 blows Jeffrey Sparidans off the board. He did not get a single dart at double in that game. Yeah, but he's looking like a player who can force his way into that bracket. He's just got to keep doing what he's doing and he'll eventually be there, won't he?
130.
30 for Chiz. 25 would have left 167, which is why he ended up on the bullseye there.
There's only so long Graham Hall can keep offering chances to Dave Chisnall on his darts. Chisnall's had a dart of bull on both
84.
of the legs that Graham Hall has won on his throw, and he's getting a look at 142 here. He may get 6 in it.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Chiz. Cannoning
42.
off the wire. He does leave himself a 2-darter, but maybe that's just another little bit of fortune that goes Graham Hall's way that helps him hold his throw for a 3rd time.
There's the first part of the equation. Well, a little bit close to 2, but it's in. Tops. Ah, well done. I said you can't keep being this close, but why not? He keeps taking his chances and leads again. And
now the European champion, of course.
I was going to say, what's he gone and done? He has been fantastic. Ross Smith.
140.
Graham Hall. We're looking and maybe at Ross Smith as a benchmark. Yeah, and it was that UK Open I mentioned. He sort of made a bit more of an impact in it last year. Maybe then he thought, right, I can do a bit more with this. And Dan mentioned he dipped in and out, got his tour card now, and he's competing. He's qualified for the Euro Tour in Holland as well, which will be key, big stage experience.
85 scored.
Chizzy just making sure what's left, and I don't think it's a maths issue. I think it, yeah, you can't see it. His eyesight, he wears specs quite a lot away from the board now, Dave Chizzy. He doesn't like playing in them, but it does mean he can barely see anything. He just throws and asks nowadays.
And it can have a real knock-on effect then in terms of your year, and generally you do it and you avoid Q School. You know, it's a viable path now. Don't get your tour card, be successful in the Challenge Tour, pick up prize me on this tour, and then you don't have to go to Q. Scott Williams, like I said. It's a classic example. Ratajski was as well.
The treble isn't there, and Dave Chisnall, having done all that hard work to get the breaker throw, could have it snatched right back off him. Graham Hall's got options. 20 is the standard route. Leaves double 15. Last dart, big dart.
75.
Cannot find it.
He's a flyer, wasn't it? Shame for Graham Hall, because after being broken, you felt maybe Dave would just run away with the match. Well, he played a good leg, Graham, and just can't get over the line. Will he get another go? He's not going to, and there's some serious daylight in this last 32 clash now. Dave Chisnall 1 leg away, 5-3 he leads.
Trying to keep pace with Chiz. And he's not doing a bad job, but it's almost an impossible job sometimes.
100.
Well, offer Graham encouragement, the fact that Dave has missed doubles. So if he can just stay in touch, there could be some more errors from Dave Chisnall. And if you stay in touch, if there is an error, you can be ready to pounce.
140.
Graham Hall is asking a few questions here.
Chizzy won't take the 140, which means Hall does get a look at the 136. This is going to be so high it might be off the
100.
board. Tops for the match if Chisnall returns.
First dart. I was going to say the first dart dictates this shot, because then you can use it as a guide, but unfortunately you can't get there. And Chisnall, who has missed 6 already for the match, has got 3 in hand at tops for a place in the last 16.
To face Krzysztof Ratajski for a place in the quarterfinals. A quarter that includes the likes of Ryan Searle and Josh Rock. It is a tasty section of the draw here today in Wigan, and Dave Chisnall has made sure he is still part of it.
140.
Keane Barry is warming to the task here. He'll feel he missed a big trick in that last leg because Johnny was, oh,
180.
fires a 180.
$42.
Just be careful, Johnny, you might bust. Bullseye should be the short treble 14. No, or just
140.
double's a double, I suppose, to leave double 11. And from Keane Barry, having darts to level up, he
40.
could be going a couple of breaks down here now. He'll be frustrated because it's not been without opportunities for
Yeah,
Johnny
sure.
Clayton Clinical, and it's now 4-1, a double breaker throw, and he's used the Pro Tour in particular this year, Johnny, to work his way into form. He's had a couple of semi-finals in Barnsley
180.
and finds a third max. He's taken control of this last 16 tie.
60.
Of last 16 ties. Chris Landman has just finished the job over Mike De Decker. 6-1 over on the other stream.
40.
The winner of that faced the winner of Joe Cullen and Martin Schindler, which is currently 3-1 to Schindler.
100. $100.
Keane Barry, realistically, you feel he needs a 2 treble visit. There's one of them.
100.
Can't find another one. Yeah, and the first dart didn't do him any favours. It was just under the top wire, and he wants to stack on top. Clayton for 5, and that is smack in the middle of the ball. And that's a 5-1 lead, and Johnny be joining him on a finish. Needs to find another big treble. Can't find one. So Barry won't, even if he finds the first treble, which he hasn't, now it's about teeing it up.
58.
He'd have liked to have done more, but it's an opportunity. And if Johnny doesn't apply any serious pressure,
97.
it's much the same. Treble to single to double, each of the finishes. Keane gets first look. Can't get the treble for double 16. Yeah, not happy with that, just chunting away to himself, felt he should have done better. But he does tee it up nicely. But Clayton had 3 to win already. One more.
72.
And he's missed another one. Keane Barry. Is he going to force Johnny to throw it out? He is. And that's to win 6-3 as well. It was only one though.
180.
But makes the perfect start. And that for Keane Barry. Yeah, just when you think you've got a glimmer of hope. He still has. Credit to him. We just saw it on the graphic there. 5 maxims in the match, all to Johnny Clayton. Oh, steady on. There's another one. And we're thinking, after all those missed doubles, is he going to finish on a perfect leg?
57.
Well, treble 19. To finish with a 9-dart leg, Johnny Clayton. Oh, just the wrong side of the wire. Got to say I'm relieved he went for double 12 with the last dart. But he will come back and have another look. But credit to him. And he should finish this here now, Johnny Clayton. He's had a little mid-match wobble, but he does tidy up with a 10-dart leg, and acknowledged by Keane Barry, and it's Clayton who's through to the quarterfinal. Made heavy weather of it. 5-1 up, could have won 6-1. Credit Keane Barry.
$117.
Well, Wade there in hitting the treble has
60.
made up for a bit of a miscount, really. He'd have had 36 points more and he hit the single, which meant he wouldn't have been able to finish. Can't finish anyway.
65.
And having missed those darts to win the previous leg, it would be a little ironic if Dolan were to weigh in with a 161. Of course, it was the famous finish I was referring to earlier on. That history-making 9-darter. Bedded on the ball. Oh, Brendan Dolan. Delightful stuff. What a way to get this game back on track. Tease the prospect of perfection there. 5 perfect darts.
180.
Dolan shows him how to hit the 180 and leaves himself 1-2-1. All of a sudden, this game has ignited.
Yep. 136.
Intended hit. Treble 7 there, James Wade. He let out a bit of a roar. Well, a bit of a wail. Having missed the target.
53.
It'll be 5 tops. Double 10.
35.
So 1 dart it will be. His preferred double.
Game shot. $81.
Some strange noise coming through the arena there. For a moment.
97.
Wade on 106. The kind of finish that used to be.
Yeah.
Right in James Wade's
68 left.
range.
68. 54.
We saw Dolan earlier on turn the tie with a 161. Can he win the tie with a 167 checkout? No.
100.
So 12 and tops.
Game
And
shot.
it does go the distance.
$134.
Needs a treble to stay in the picture. Stubbornly staying on that treble 20, trying to
60.
hunt it down. Could have moved away, could have come down to treble 17, and it means that Dolan has 2 visits here for a 134.
$58.
Well, there's still the chance for James Wade to apply pressure. No, it's not in.
60.
Hasn't really done it. And Brendan Dolan can finally put James Wade out of his misery. And
Game
Dolan
shot
does
and
it. 76 finish sees Brendan Dolan over the line. And James Wade, well, is he practicing now? Does he think the game is still going on? It must be a nice feeling to leave here on Sunday, knowing you don't have to return on Monday for the qualifiers. Or Ratajski here is
120.
doing a little bit of the old Clayton, wasn't he there? Because he was not going to leave a finish had he hit a single 20. That actually did seem to bounce out of the treble. He would have got away with it.
60.
Yeah, it's unlucky. But maybe shouldn't have been there anyway to get the deflection.
Yeah, he could have actually saved the bad counting,
Yes.
couldn't he? On that occasion. Most players would start on the 19s on
142.
303.
Well, I'm glad. Tops. Because he does get over the 18s
Game
first start.
shot.
Yeah, that's better. That's the way you should go for 118. Johnny, one of the biggest culprits.
12 more than Ratajski, but no surprise really there. He's a A real two-treble merchant, isn't he, Christoph?
60.
We'll need 2 trebles here. He's going to leave a finish, and not that treble. Good recovery.
95.
Oh, I mentioned earlier in commentary, it's good to see Christoph. There's a lot of talk about his action. The action looks good again. He played well here, minus those errors in the last leg.
137.
But they're the small margins in semi-finals.
Divergent to a different double.
90.
He's been spot on tops in this match. How's double 12 for Johnny Clayton?
Is he going to return the favour? He's not. Last start.
$145.
I'm gobsmacked. 160 off the 305. Johnny's left a finish.
Johnny the calculator Clayton.
140.
Got his sums right.
I was just trying to tee him up there for treble 20 bull. But he leaves 130, and it's not a great lead. 130 in certain circumstances, yes. That's a poor setup from Clayton. And Ratajski's pounced.
Well, it could be treble 20 bull. No, not quite. I do actually think I'm surprised we don't see it more often, players going for the wrong shot, because on the floor events you don't get it called out to you, do you, what you require?
Edging closer.
Game
and
shot.
Deserves to be back within 1, you have to say.
$134.
265, another one for the maths class here. And most players would start on the 19s.
He kind of worked out in his own way. He was trying to leave 160.
Yeah, we saw that earlier, didn't we? Maybe that's something new, using the bull 25 rather than thinking
80.
about which single number. I suppose it's legitimate, but there is jeopardy going that way, and so
yeah,
and completely.
And even if you hit the ball, there's
98.
great value in what you leave after that. But unless Ratajski can take the 105, Johnny will get a look at 68 to lead again. Needs a treble. Ratajski gets one for a 4th consecutive leg. Just inside, a great effort. Bang of the hands.
Well, this would be a real rot stopper for Clayton. Having lost 3 legs on the spin,
Game shot.
he puts an end to that trend.
And Johnny, the scores are deserting him. He's unravelled a little bit at the back end of this semi-final.
Ratajski has all the time in the world here. Clayton can't believe what's happened. And again, nothing in the way of tops.
52.
Clayton not in a position to do anything about it.
Oh, the last 6 darts have left Johnny with no chance in the leg in terms of this visit. He's relying on errors.
137.
He does leave 38. You'd expect Ratajski to get rid.
Or he can use that, caress it in off the barrel. Bit wild, double 5.
10.
What a reprieve this is for Johnny Clayton.
Well, what a scrappy leg.
Game shot.
Johnny Clayton has really dodged a bullet there. He leads 6-5. Ratajski has got to refocus. He rushes to the hockey. He just wants to get on with it.
Could be crucial where he's left himself here.
93.
Good last dart from Ratajski.
But Johnny Clayton is going to tee up. Big 16. Well, it should be. It is. So Ratajski may only get 1 dart to keep himself in this semi-final. It's 2 at double 16.
Another miss. And another.
42.
And Johnny Clayton's rarely missed. He hasn't missed tops at all.
And this for a place in the final. He's rode his luck at times, Johnny Clayton, and he hasn't been missing doubles. But he has now, the first time.
No score.
That he's let Christoph Ratajski off the hook. 3 match darts have come and gone for Johnny Clayton. Ratajski to send us all the way.
The ferret flinches.
Game shot.
Ratajski redeems himself. All 4 of them taking lumps out of each other.
140.
Ratajski forces it through. Advantage. A 2 treble visit for Johnny, or a 3 treble maybe.
140.
A couple of 140s each. What's Ratajski got here?
Well, it's perfectly poised, this, isn't it?
180.
It's a brilliant last start, because the second one was just unlucky. Hit the one, but this to win again. He's had a matched out already. He's going to get one more here.
80.
And it's another miss. He hadn't missed anything up until the point of match darts, but now he's missed 4 of those. Ratajski's missed everything on the outer ring. Can he take his match-winning chance?
Treble 10, you feel. It's going to be 1 dart. Johnny looks away. And Ratajski's missed a lot of doubles, but this is first one for the match. He may only get one, and he only needs one. A steal for Krzysztof Ratajski. Frustrating for Johnny Clayton, who's missed 4 darts to be in today's final.
And it's very rare that you get a full quota of 1 to 8 players, so vitally important to get off to a good start on the Challenge Tour season.
What is interesting as well, he's currently sitting on this is on the Pro Tour on just shy of 14,000 in the race for the World
98.
Championship. I'm getting ahead of myself, but if you haven't got a tour card, that's the aim, isn't it, Chris, as a backup? And he's putting himself, bear in mind, I think about 23.5 got you in last year. He's halfway there, or over halfway there, Chris Landman, without a tour card.
Sneaks it in, double 18.
Game shot.
And the first leg goes the way of the experienced operator that is Krzysztof Ratajski. The style is so sort of casual, you wonder how the darts go anywhere near their target, Chris Landman.
177.
Ratajski much more deliberate in the way he delivers the darts, and he did it with real purpose there.
41.
Chris Landman's route to the final. Mullenkamp round 1, Mansell round 2, the scalp of the #1 seed, Luke Humphries in round 3, De Decker, Schindler. He's
60.
only gone to the deciding leg once, and that was against Martin Schindler. Otherwise, he's been closing out matches, not comfortably, but
140.
without the nervousness of a decider.
Well, he'd be nervous if he sees a treble go in, and he's seen that now. Eyes prized on the board, because he knows what's coming. That's what's coming. Landman started this leg with a maximum, was left on tops, but Krzysztof Ratajski, he's firmly on top in this final.
Landman looking just to get a leg on the board, work his way into this final. If he can get a hold in, a quick break, who knows, it may
139.
just give something Ratajski to ponder, but it's all too comfortable for the pole at the minute.
60.
And it could be getting even more comfortable because he's got 6 darts at 170 for another breaker throw.
Oh, is he tempted?
138.
He's not tempted.
He's not that sort of player, is he? He's workmanlike. He wants to get this complete with a minimum of fuss, and he's well on his way to doing it. It's a great performance from
58.
Krzysztof Ratajski, and this for 5-0.
The deadly doubling continues. He's already won a title this year. Josh Rock has been knocking on the door, and Johnny Clayton, who very recently won back-to-back Premier League nights.
95.
And we see again Krzysztof Ratajski leaving 170. Some run to a final, Krzysztof Ratajski.
100.
And if he can regroup here, he'll be delighted after the shenanigans in the previous leg on doubles.
Well, this time he has to go for it, doesn't he?
145.
Wasn't far away either.
There might have been some temptation with a cushion of 4 and your opponent on 160, but
100.
I think you gave the answer to a different question. He's just not that type of player, is he? He knows what he's going to do all the time, and he just carries on that practice.
First time is in.
What's
I was going to say game shot.
Game shot was a second dart there, wasn't it? Just, I think Ratajski carried on thinking that he'd gone inside the double 8.
in a great position and deservedly. It's not a scoreline that flatters him. He deserves to be this far in front.
99.
Will still pick up 8,000 ranking pounds for his trouble today, Chris Landman. Not a bad day at the office at all.
58.
12,000 to the winner. And it looks very much like that winner will be Krzysztof Ratajski.
93.
Yeah, Landman, these may be his last starts and what have been a very profitable day. Just not happened in the final.
125.
Krzysztof Ratajski controlled from start to finish and is now 2 darts away from finishing this final.
18.
2 darts at tops if needed.
He's checking every time now, isn't he, after that little bit of a novelty end to an earlier leg. Is this the end of the match? It
Game
is.
shot and the match.
And it is title number 10 in PDC darts for Krzysztof Ratajski, who ran riot against Chris Landman. A landmark day for him